Every morning, long before the sun even considered rising, Amara was already awake. Not because she wanted to be, because life trained her to be. The alarm clock on her table didn't ring anymore. It hadn't worked in months. Her body woke her up instead, out of habit, out of fear of being late, out of knowing that if she missed even one day, someone else would gladly take her place. She sat up slowly on her bed. The room was small, so small that when she stretched her arms, her fingers brushed the wall. The ceiling had a crack shaped like a crooked smile. The floor was cold, even in warm weather. She rubbed her eyes. Her bones already felt tired, even though the day had not yet begun. Amara reached for the ribbon beside her pillow. It used to be bright red. Now it was faded, tired, just like her. She tied her hair back carefully, neatly, because even if the world treated her like she didn't matter, she refused to look careless. Her uniform waited on the chair. Faded blue, thin fabric, the name tag slightly crooked. She put it on and stared at herself in the cracked mirror. "This is temporary," she whispered, though she had been saying that for years. Then she picked up her mop. The handle was cracked near the top. Tape held it together. It wobbled slightly when she lifted it, but in her hands, it felt heavy with responsibility. She held it like a soldier holds a sword before battle. Outside, Kingsford Empire stood tall, glass, marble, power. Inside, the halls were long, cold, and endless. This was her battlefield. Scrub, wipe, scrub again. The marble floors reflected the lights above, but never reflected her. Her hands stayed wet. Soap burned the tiny cuts on her fingers. Her knees ached. Her back screamed quietly, the way pain learns to whisper when it knows it won't be heard. People walked past her. Fast footsteps. Leather shoes. Perfume stronger than the smell of soap. Phones pressed to ears. Eyes fixed forward. Nobody looked down. To them, she was part of the floor. A man in an expensive suit stepped over her bucket like it was trash. "Careful, maid," he said without stopping. "Don't splash water on my shoes. They cost more than your salary." Amara paused. Slowly, she looked up. Her face didn't show anger, or fear, or shame. She smiled. Softly, calmly. "Then maybe your shoes," she said gently, "should learn how to walk better." The hallway froze. The security guard nearby burst into laughter, so sudden, so loud, that he almost dropped his radio. The man frowned, embarrassed, and walked away faster. Amara lowered her head and returned to scrubbing. Poor, invisible, but sharp. Sharp like a blade wrapped in cloth. Mr. Harold Kingsford did not hurry. He never had to. Time waited for him. His steps echoed slowly through the hallway. His cane tapped against the marble floor, steady and controlled. His suit was perfectly pressed, not because he cared about fashion, but because he believed details revealed character. He had built the empire when he was young and hungry. Now he was old and alone. His hair was white, like salt. His face carried lines carved by years of decisions, good and bad, winters of regret, summers of victory. But his eyes were sharp. They noticed things others ignored. That morning, something caught his attention. A tiny coin near the edge of the wall, somewhere no one ever looked. He stopped. Assistants panicked. Security stiffened. Amara froze. Her mop hung in the air. Mr. Kingsford bent down slowly, picked up the coin, and turned toward her. "Why?" he asked quietly. "Do you clean places no one looks at?" The question wasn't loud, but it was heavy. Amara's heart raced. She could lie. She could say, "It's my job." But she didn't. She thought, then said, "Because dirt grows when people stop caring." The hallway felt colder. Mr. Kingsford studied her, not her uniform, not her position, but her mind. He nodded once and walked away. That night, he sat alone at a long dining table meant for 10 people. Only one chair was used. The food was expensive, perfectly cooked. He stared at his plate. Dirt grows when people stop caring. The words echoed louder than the silence around him. For the first time in years, his food tasted like nothing. The staff lunchroom was loud, cramped, and alive. Plastic chairs scraped the floor. Plates clanged. Someone complained about the food. Someone else asked for more. Amara sat beside Lola, who was eating like the rice might run away if she slowed down. Lola leaned close and whispered, "If I marry a rich man, the first thing I'll do is fire everyone." Amara burst out laughing so hard rice flew out of her nose. "Lola, food is not meant to escape your body like that." Everyone laughed, even the cook. Lola wiped her mouth proudly. "I'm serious. No meetings. No stress. Just sleep." Amara smiled and said, "If I were rich, I'd buy the longest broom in the world, so I'd never have to bend again." They laughed again, deep, tired laughter that came from people who worked too much and dreamed too quietly. For a moment, life felt lighter. They didn't know jokes sometimes knock on destiny's door before truth does.